Right, welcome to the first ever Northerners on Tour podcast, as we're calling it, the Not Pod.
So, who are we and where are we from?
Well, I am Jamie, and I'm from Wakefield originally.
I'm Sophie and I'm from Leeds.
Yeah, you get me, and I'm not going to do it back.
Leeds is better than Wakefield.
Right, well, what's the podcast about? So we're going to be travelling everywhere, yeah. We're going to be doing food reviews. We're going to be eating lots of stuff. Sophie's going to be trying lots of different cocktails, and I've got a feeling.
Oh yeah, cocktails.
She's already got a beer going, yeah.
Yeah,
already,
different lagers.
She's already tried some of the beers that are available everywhere. Oh.
Ooh. Cheeky.
Right, so this episode we're going to be telling you the full story of everything that kicked off in England that actually made us start travelling, that made us into the Northerners on Tour, the drama that unfolded, going and buying the camper and packing up his lives and hitting the road. Yeah. Right, well, let's get into it then.
So, what happened?
We need a big sigh.
Alright, are we starting way back when, or are we starting from the December?
We'll go back to just before the December. So we had a yard in Featherstone, where we had all his trailers stored, we had all his food vans there, everything that we needed for all his businesses were all in one nice place.
I had a proper job,
yeah,
like a normal job, a days and nights time job.
Yeah, and then someone got the bright idea that it would be a good idea for us to look for a pub.
No, we bought a trailer. We bought a trailer for cocktails.
We did, and then we ended up going and speaking to a lot of pubs, and we ended up looking and found a pub that was available for rent.
Let's get a pub.
Yeah, which was a mistake.
It wasn't, because if they'd let us do it, it'd have been good. We could have run events and stuff there with what we had.
We could have done. So
we could have done it.
Well, let's give you a rundown. We found a pub in Stanley. We went and did a viewing. We arranged the money and everything for it. We went and did all the paperwork with them. Had a few meetings with them. Had a look round. It was a super old rustic pub. It needed a lot of work doing. It needed a lot of bits doing.
It just needed some love.
It did. And we decided we were going to go in for it. We said we were going to go all in full fledged. We got rid of his yard. She left a job, so we could concentrate on it full time. I put a back burner on all my other businesses. And we started moving it from his yard into the pub. Midway through moving, we're about a week into the pub when we went back to get some more stuff from the yard. Found a random smackhead in his camper.
Just moved in.
And we were like, what's going on? They were just in a static caravan that we had on the site. So we kicked him out, obviously finished moving all the stuff over to the pub.
But he had the cheek to ask us.
Who we were?
He was like, who are you? And you're like, more like, who are you? You're in his caravan.
So we went in, got all the rest of the stuff out, moved it into the pub. So the story begins on a positive note. We reported a few issues to the pub. They kind of fixed it, like issues with doors and garage doors, so someone could store his equipment. Took them ages to do bits. We were there for almost 3 months in the end. We just got it all up and running. We had the kitchen back up and running. We had the food vans out in the morning. One of my friends, we had breakfast van out doing breakfast early morning. Then we had Jack and Tate van outside doing Jack and Tate at dinner time. And then we'd end up settling where we were doing evening food on certain days of the week, different menus. We had a pizza night, we had a curry night, quiz night, and so on and so forth. Everything were up and running, it were all going really well. Due to end of the 3 month period, we had a meeting with the managers.
Yeah.
They came in and they said, what is your biggest concern that you want us to repair? So obviously I brought up the fire alarm system not working, the smoke alarm system not existing.
We had a fire in the kitchen.
Yeah, no fire suppression system for anywhere in the building, especially in the kitchen. The windows upstairs had been screwed shut on one of the repairs that they'd done. So it were fairly dangerous in terms of if there were a fire, we were fucked.
Well, yeah, basically, if we were upstairs asleep, we couldn't get out of any of the windows because they were all screwed shut.
No, and we wouldn't have even known there were a fire.
And we wouldn't have even known there were a fire because there were no smoke alarms.
So we asked them to do that. They panicked and they went, right, we need to discuss, and they went off in a little huddle, 3 of them, and had a discussion. They came back 5 minutes later and they went, right, you need to leave. And I'm like, what do you mean? They said, you need to leave. And I said, when? And they went, now. I went, like, fuck, we're leaving now. And they were like, yeah, you need to leave now. I said, it's not happening. I said, if you ever want to walk back out of this pub, you need to go and have another conversation. And they were like, what do you mean? I said, we're not fucking leaving. I said, we've just settled, we've got rid of everything, we've uprooted his life and moved here, we've got it going, we've invested all his money into it. I said, we are staying here. Right, let's discuss. 20 minutes go by, we come back, and they were like, you can stay for a month.
Yeah.
We've decided it's not worth us spending any more money on this pub to bring it up to standard, so we're just going to sell it. So we're closing it down, you've got a month's notice. So we're like, No way. We were stressing.
So we had like basically in a month we'd have no job, no house after we've just left his job and his house.
Yeah. So we
and no storage yard for any of us.
Yeah, nothing. So we had to sell everything. So we powered through, started selling all those bits.
Trailers.
And we were like, we didn't really have enough time. A month's not a lot of time to sell everything. About a week in, I'd sold 2 or 3 of my trailers, which obviously gives a big chunk of cash to start us out. I'd sold my van, I'd sold my caravan.
Sold all those caravans.
Yeah, so we were left without pretty much anything. In walks Mr. Brewery Man. Oh, we might have got another pub for you. Yeah. I was like, that was literally my response. And he went, what do you mean? I said, go fuck yourself. I said, we're not going to go into another pub when you've just done what you've done to us.
I like you're going to trust them?
No
Are
way.
you really going to, after they've shit on you once, you're really going to let them?
No, not at all.
Shit on you again?
So I was like, this is not happening. I said, we're not doing it. I said, I've already sold half my stuff. And he was like, what, in a week? I'm like, I don't mess about, mate. I said, you told us we're going to be homeless, I'm sorting it out. So we were like, we're going to go buy a camper. We'd had enough. We sold all this business stuff, so we had some money to move.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we're not going to, I don't want to go into the situation of moving again and again and again in UK. It's shit. We got bored of the UK, didn't we?
Well, we had, but you've been wanting to travel for ages, but I've always had like a normal job.
Yeah, that meant we couldn't as much.
I would always like, no, we can't go travelling, we could do a week. Oh no, we could do 2 weeks. But like, I couldn't have time off, could I really?
No.
And then this time we were like, right, you've got no excuse, you've got no normal job to go back to.
Yeah, well, like a kick in the ass, basically, wasn't it?
Let's go.
It took away the barrier and the fence between staying in the UK and living the normal life and going off and travelling. And because the fence was kicked down, I was like, right, I'm going full force, let's just fucking go. So we went on Facebook and we started looking for a camper. We found one. We're a 1991 motorhome. And I was born in 1991, so for me it was like a bit of a sign I wanted it. And it was made the day before my birthday. 3 days before my birthday, on my dad's birthday. Yes, it was registered on the 1st of August in 1991, which obviously is the year I was born, but my dad's birthday. So I was like, this is a sign we're having it. We arrived, it's obviously an old banger. I took my mechanic with us, which was one of the regulars at pub. Sophie Kem ended up sat inside having a cup of tea.
Mate, it was too cold.
So,
it was too cold for that. I would not stand it down.
So we had a look at it outside, we went in it, we went on the test drive and stuff like that. Manual choke, difficult to get into third gear. It was a bit of a nightmare to drive, but mechanically it seemed okay. We were like, right, fuck it. I'm going to go for it. It's got enough space. We needed to do a bit of work in it. We needed to do a bit of adjustments and stuff like that. So we grabbed it, we bought it.
We thought, even if it does us a couple of months,
we'll
just buy another.
Yeah, we'll just buy another one. And it was cheap enough that if we eventually did end up in Europe, if it broke down, we could abandon it. Yeah. So we get to it, we brings it back to the pub. Obviously, we're still packing up at the pub at the minute. We're still open at the pub as well. So we're still serving customers on a daily basis. We've obviously announced now as last quiz night that the pub's shutting and obviously explain what we're going on. And started doing work on the camper van. So we took it up to the mechanic's yard, which is just up the road from the pub. And while Sophie were working in the pub in the daytime, me and my oldest son were at the mechanics and we were getting everything done. We bought solar panels, started installing them on the roof. One at Regulars at pub brought us some more solar panels, we put them on as well. We bought brand new batteries, took all the batteries that we took out of the campers and out of all the food vans, all them went into it as well. So I did a rewire of all the electronics and stuff so that we had a full battery bank, we could go fully off grid.
Yeah, we didn't actually have to pull up at campsites and deal with people.
Yeah.
Because our kids are loud.
Yeah, they are, they're very loud.
But we needed space.
So we got the power working, that was the main thing that we were concentrating on, and obviously I did a bit of me. I put a Dixie horn on it, it was one of the first things that I did after I got the battery set up, because I needed to arrive in style whenever we arrived in any campsites. I am indeed. It was a quirky camper, wasn't it? It was nice, it was cute, small. It had quite a lot of space on it. My mum and my stepdad brought their camper over that they bought like a week after we got ours. And there's like a fancy one, like 5 years old with all the mod cons. But when you walk through it, it felt cramped more than ours. Ours were nice open plan, seats on either side, pulled the bed out.
Yeah,
horrible fucking...
You could move, like you felt you couldn't turn and...
Yeah, you could walk in a straight line through ours.
Yeah, I'd moaned about cooking in hours, but at least I could move, turn okay.
Yeah.
Whereas there, you were going to knock a microwave off it, or you were going to knock something, weren't you?
Yeah, and then I went into...
Give us a clue.
So the bed situation, this is the biggest advice I could ever give you when you're looking at a camper van. Fixed beds are a godsend. We had the same issue in his caravans as well. When you're driving about and stuff like that, it's all right because the bed's away. But obviously when you're putting the bed out, I'm a fat bastard as you can see.
And I'm exactly like a twig.
Two of us sleeping on the same bed, and it's balanced on two little dwindles of wood on either side. So eventually it starts to dip and the piece of wood starts to come off.
Slide off every bloody 10 minutes.
Yeah. So you were constantly having to put the wood back on because it's not one piece, it's like 3 sections that slot in. So that's the biggest thing that I didn't like in the camper because it didn't have a fixed bed. But we knew that buying it. And that's what gives us open plan space. Obviously with the size, it wasn't a massive length. It were like a mid-length camper.
I could have technically slept on just like the seat. But you like to like starfish.
Yeah, I like to starfish a bit too much.
So we had to have that middle bit up because we could have really just slept on single limits.
We definitely could.
Yeah.
There were some nice quirks about it. It were like driving a bus. Honestly.
I hated it at first, so didn't I? I hated it.
Sorry, I'm having a mouthful then.
Oh,
yeah, the driving it was like driving a bus, man, or a tank. It was just like you were like this. There were no power steering or anything. It's that old. I ripped the entire aircon system out because it didn't work. So I ripped it out and replaced it with like loads of devices and stuff like that. I had reversing cameras and stuff set up. So obviously when I was reversing, I didn't crash into anything because I've got a tendency for that with caravans. Why is flash on?
Oh my god,
You could have told me that when I was around there.
I didn't know it.
You didn't know it's a big bright white light?
I could have taken on a pizza.
Sorry, we had a camera just turn off there. So we're back, we'll just put it on another mount. We are on about, where were we? The bed.
Bed.
We just got off of the bed. So the bed kept collapsing. We set up the reversing camera and the electronics. We put in a system that told us if the tyre pressure were low. Inside it told us all the numbers on everything. We had put loads of mod cons in, loads of technology in. Obviously I'd ripped out cupboards and stuff, put in like secret areas to store safes, so that we could put us passports and stuff in while we were travelling. Somewhere for drone. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
We never used the toilet or anything in the campers.
That was just storage.
So we had it for storage, yeah. We sang us clothes in there for washing. We didn't shower in there either. We showered outside usually.
No.
So yeah.
Yeah, we don't you like. Do many people even use the toilet on a camper?
A lot of people do, to be fair, but we just didn't.
No, I just can you imagine like going and just
driving and no.
No.
So one of the big things that we found out very quickly was that the cupboard doors didn't stay shut very well. So every corner you went round a little bit too fast, you had everything falling out of the cupboards.
Bump, pothole, everything flew out. Little tiny bump, speed bumps. Oh, don't get me started on speed bumps at the end of my life.
Speed bumps are horrendous.
No.
Obviously down the motorway it wasn't too bad, but in a 1991 camper we didn't really do much motorway.
You felt
it only went 50 mile an hour, didn't it? So
yeah.
Even on a motorway where it's supposed to be a smooth road, it was still very, very bumpy in that. There weren't really any suspension there or anything, so everything fell out of the cupboards. Quickly we realised we needed to not buy pottery. We'd bought pots out of the pub.
Yeah, we brought stuff out of the pub.
Obviously
cups.
proper plates out of the pub because obviously we bought everything for the pub and I was like, I'm not leaving it behind. It broke quick. So yeah, we've got to talk about what we getting rid of stuff, I guess. What did we have to get rid of in the pub?
My life.
What do you mean?
My life. I just got rid of it all. Just my life. No, I kept all that sentimental stuff, didn't I? Like photos and things and stuff about kids, like their old uniform and like the first outfit and things.
Yeah, she brought way too much.
I didn't bring it with me. I stored it back at home with family.
Women packing.
Yeah, I'm not throwing all the pictures of my babies. All the little outfits.
I get it to some extent, but we were in a camper and you wanted to bring everything.
I didn't want to bring it all. I was like, if it's not going to fit, then I'll have to leave it.
We did make space under one of the beds for 3 cases of wine though.
We did.
But we'll get onto that in a different podcast.
Yeah.
We stuff that we left behind. So fucking love you.
What?
This is going to be horrendous. The outtakes of these podcasts is going to be fantastic.
Just look at your face.
Right. So obviously when we found out that we were having to move from the pub, we'd gone into a huge building. Obviously we bought loads of stuff for the pub. Into the camper, we had to sell stuff. So
Everything.
personal belongings, we had to sell tellies, we had to sell like, everything that we couldn't fit really.
But what did I also do just to annoy the brewery after what they did to us?
You gave a lot of stuff away.
I was selling glasses. I was selling the beer mats. I would like.
They were all promotional stuff that we got while we
It
were
were all
there.
stuff we'd been given, so I was like, I am getting rid of all this. I gave it away to my best customers, didn't all my regulars.
Yeah.
Every glass, if we got a new glass, I'm like, oh, if you got rid of this, there you go, you can have that. But yeah, so I got rid of all drink metal.
I had so much stuff left from the businesses though as well. Like,
You had shit.
I gave a lot to one of my business partners for like the DJ side of stuff, so that still carried on. We took one of the photo booths with us. I made room for a photo booth in the camper. At this point, it obviously shows like it was a mistake, but
I got rid of all my nail stuff.
yeah,
Camper
everything.
stuff.
I had all the snow cone machines. Couldn't even
Snow
sell them.
cones.
We had a car boot and it was absolute dog shit. No one turned up to sell. There were only like 2 stalls selling, and then obviously loads of people walked up to buy stuff.
I think, to be honest, not to be an arse, but I think they're all just being nosy to see what were happening.
Probably.
And I was selling off pints for £1 just to get rid of barrels.
Yeah, because we had a lot of beer left
Yeah.
as well.
So I was just getting rid of it all. So they were all asking too many questions and I was giving like the shortest answers going, so hopefully they've seen this. Because they've not been in before, so why should they deserve an answer?
I agree. But yeah, we ended up giving away a lot of stuff or leaving a lot of stuff behind that didn't sell.
Yeah.
There were a lot of money lost there.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, at least the TVs we left.
Oh yeah, 100%. There was only so much you could bring though.
Kids' toys, because it's not like they're cheap crap.
No, and we couldn't bring like the
Yeah.
bikes. We brought some bikes, we couldn't bring all of them though. We managed to makeshift a bike rack on the back and put 3 of the bikes on. Obviously a lot of the room internally were taken up by the battery system and the inverters, so we had a lot of limited space. So we really had to narrow it down to the bare minimum of what we needed and try and buy more as we went along, you know.
Clothes, I sold some bits, and then I just ended up donating a lot of it, didn't I? Like to Clothes Bank.
I didn't really have anything like emotional that I needed to bring. Like I've got my kids' teeth in a little shot glass. But yeah, that's come with us everywhere we've gone. Obviously, like she said earlier on, she's stored a lot of it at families and stuff like that.
Yeah, like I've got handprints and stuff and castings on it.
We are a little bit of hoarders though.
You are?
We were a little bit of an hoarder family.
And hoarder.
I'm a box hoarder.
Okay, I keep every picture that my kids draw.
Yeah, see, I take a picture of it and put it in an album, and then I can make a nice, lovely digital album. She's like, I want to keep it, and to this day, we're probably still carrying a book around like this.
Genuinely, I do.
That we're now not taking with us because I've refused. This is the point that it's ended now because we're going to be moving a lot more often now. So yeah, personal belongings. I didn't really have much that I wanted to bring other than my like laptop and stuff like that. But again, it's technological stuff, sentimental stuff. I'm not a sentimental person. I don't have anything like that. I have the kids' teeth and stuff that I've stored. I've always had in a little shot glass.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's it really. Stuff that we might have brought that we shouldn't have brought.
You.
I brought my memory foam pillow, my memory foam mattress.
All this bedding. At this point, we should have just brought anything, should we?
I brought everything, man. I brought all of it. I brought a lot of stuff that I probably shouldn't have done, to be fair. A lot of technology things that I didn't need. I did bring an Xbox and a gaming monitor.
That did help us though. When you're in the middle of nowhere, there's no to do, and it's crap weather, you need somewhere.
I agree. When you're in an urban campsite down south and there's no else to do, it's good to have the Xbox. It was worthwhile putting it in, but as a long-term thing to go out and do more, it's obviously counterproductive on that side of it. But I'd have still brought that, honestly. I don't think there were really anything that we brought that we shouldn't have brought that I can think of.
No, because we didn't go overboard with toys and stuff.
No.
Clothes. I don't think we went
Teddies.
Teddies,
Teddies, man. You are a teddy hoarder. You always have been when you were a child and when you grew up. You turned our children into the same thing.
I have no friends.
You turned ours into the exact same thing. They were like, Dad, we've got 36 teddies each. We've narrowed it down to that 36. I'm like, are you taking the mick? You are not bringing 36 teddies each. You can bring 10 each. And even that would have pushed. So they brought 10 each. But that they should have brought 2 each. Really, they took so much bloody room up to pick the biggest ones that they had.
Yeah, they love the teddies. But one of them has got a teddy that I used to have, and then my mum used to have. So you can't get rid of that teddy. That's like that is a family teddy.
Yeah, I agree.
You keep trying to get rid of that one though.
That kind of because he's got one eye and half of his fucking body's fallen off.
But it's been alive since the 70s.
Right. When we packed as well, so this is a big mistake that we got into. We didn't bring pretty much any cutlery. So we had to go buy new cutlery as we were going.
Honestly, standard.
Obviously, we brought all pottery pots. They all smashed within the first 3 days.
We did get some stronger plastic. We had some stronger plastic ones.
We did have some stronger plastic ones, like long
that
platters.
We used to serve platters out.
They broke too. Because shit fell out every time we went anywhere.
It wasn't even just them breaking and smashing it. It was stuff falling out of the cupboard onto them on the floor.
Yeah. Because we filled up the cupboards with tins of food and stuff.
Yeah, so I got to the point where I would just leave it on the floor. If he'd gone down the corner and everything had fallen out, I'm like, well, I'm not picking that back up right now because it's just going to fall out again if I'm just leaving it. Yeah. And then he'd go around another corner and then more crap would fall out of the cupboard. Then I'd be like, oh shit, I should have brought that up.
Invest in clips for your cupboards. That's a big tip I can give you so that you can fasten the bleeding things shut. Pointless gadgets, honestly. Them fucking air pressure things were shit. They worked, but by the time that it notified you there were no air in it, your tyre were flat and you'd already had a burst tyre. So it was a bit pointless at that point of it. But
and the beeping's annoying.
And the beeping were annoying as well, because it'd beep for no fucking reason. It'd have thresholds of when it were meant to be low and high, and it'd go on them and they were never within it. So it just beeped for no reason all the time. Right, the moment that we knew that we enjoyed it better in the camper versus in the pub, I'd say it was as soon as we left the pub.
No, because I really liked the pub.
I liked the pub. I liked the customers and stuff that came in the pub. I liked the atmosphere of the pub. I didn't like being in a building.
You want though. I like that, don't I?
Before we got the pub, I were always travelling for work, staying in different places, hotels, staying in caravans, staying in campers. Everywhere we were going, we were on the fair, we were at the festivals. We were always on the go.
I've always been more homely though, haven't I?
You have?
Like, I do like me travelling.
In some senses.
Yeah. What do you mean?
We do, not very homely with the cleaning side of things.
Well, no, I'm going to have to be.
You are a grafter.
I'm not an housewife.
I will give you that. Yeah, you're very much not housewife.
I'm not an housewife, but I will go out to
I was very much the house husband most of the time.
I will go out and do like a day's graft, but I won't do it. If you want it clean, no, you can go suck a fart. I won't do that.
But yeah, so we went off we popped. We went down to Blackpool.
I said back to family home first.
Yeah, we went and saw everyone local. Nipped down to Blackpool to go see my family. Go show them the camper, tell them what we're going on, and keep them updated on what we're happening. But yeah, it were nice. It was nice again going to Blackpool. Even that, just going to campsites. Haven sites are super cheap to go in the camper. You can go for like 2 weeks away and just go into term time and just go. Whoosh, done. 15 quid.
Only thing that lets Haven down is the jugs of beer.
The jugs of beer.
Because I can't keep it fizzy.
They can't keep it fizzy. That's because it's 4 pints of beer and you drink too slow.
No, because I like a pint where it's fizzy, and then when you get a jug, it's like, as soon as you taste it, it's like, oh, it's flat as fuck. That's the only thing that lets Haven down.
Right, I think we'll skip the topic of Haven's beer quality in jug format. But yeah, the camper was just a godsend, honestly. Like it was so nice being able to just piss off anywhere you wanted. I obviously had that with the caravans and stuff, and I loved that lifestyle, so did the kids.
I don't had it so much because of working.
No. So for you, what were the point that you knew that you loved travelling again?
I'd always liked it. It's just, I'd always been very tied down to work, hadn't I? And
yeah, but what point in the trip within the UK, when we did Scotland, Wales, and like down to the port, what were the point there that you went, I could do this?
I don't know. I think it was probably when we were in the sun.
So when we moved abroad.
And then I was like, actually, I like the sun.
So when we left England, which is coming up in another episode, which you'll obviously see very shortly.
I had so many paddies, didn't I, when we were setting off, and even in run up to it. He wanted us to sleep in the camper before we'd actually moved out of the pub.
Yeah, I thought that was a good idea, and because then we could take teething problems. It's a good idea.
And I went, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not leaving my bed.
It is a good idea. It's 100% a smart idea to test it and have any teething problems, find out if there's anything that we need, anything that's not working. We quickly found out that the water pump didn't work properly, so we had no water supply. So we obviously had someone out to try and fix that. The refrigerator wasn't refrigerating. So we had that fixed, but we wouldn't have known any of this if we'd have not done that. So it is definitely worth doing. So that's another tip there you can have is do a test run before you leave. No, even just leaving your house, man. Just sit outside your house and do it. 2 days in there. If you realise you've not got something you haven't got, put it in. If something's not working, you'll find out quickly. You don't want to find out when you're 7 hours away from home.
Yeah, true.
Quickfire questions! Right, so we're into the quickfire section.
I'm not very quick though.
So here we go, right? The best thing about travelling with me.
I quite like the not planning.
Yeah.
I like to just get up and going.
I agree.
Because it don't give me time to think, oh no, but what if we do this, what if we do that? I'd rather just get up and go.
Right, the worst thing about travelling with me.
You like thrush?
Not very nice.
He is really annoying.
I am in a confined space. I've got ADHD for anyone that's not aware. So I get super hyperactive.
When you get them hyper modes and you you get so annoying. Like, honestly, you don't realise how annoying he is.
Right.
Yeah. Most pointless thing I've packed.
The most pointless thing you packed?
You.
That's a dildo. You had me, you didn't need it.
Idiot.
Well, that's the thing. We said the first thing that came into my head.
What country you think of surviving?
That you'd survive it.
Yeah.
Without me? England.
Well, with and without.
With me?
Yeah.
Anywhere. Without me? England. You could survive in England without me.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Not anywhere else?
No. I think you'd panic anywhere else.
I went with a tipple.
You'd panic. You don't like going through doors if you don't just push and pull. You don't like talking to people you don't know, and they're all speaking in different languages. You'd be screwed if you
I'd
want
be like Joey, wouldn't I?
blah, 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 blah.
Did I good? Go on then.
First impressions of travelling in the camper then?
Fucking hated it. I hated it. I genuinely hated it.
I loved it. That's a very opposite opinion there.
Yeah.
Opposite ends of the magnet there.
I liked it that towards the end.
Yeah.
But is that because I knew it was coming to it?
Probably.
Yeah. Who's more likely to get us lost?
You! You were shocking with a sat nav. You're possibly the worst person I've ever met in navigating. You don't know your left and right. We'd go to a roundabout and she'd be like, I'm a third exit. And she'd go, no, go left. I'd go left. And then she'd like, no, left over there. I'm like, what do you mean left over there? So we'd miss loads of turnings. We kept missing the junctions. It was horrendous. I ended up replacing her with Noah.
All part of the adventure.
I ended up replacing her with a 4-year-old.
No, she was 5 at the front.
5-year-old, sorry. I replaced her in the front with a 5-year-old because it was easier to navigate with a 5-year-old.
To be fair, a lot of time I wasn't even listening to sat nav. I was just like, oh yeah, is this? And I don't like, oh shit.
You get distracted, wouldn't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, one thing you'd have changed about the camper?
I don't know. I'd probably make it a bit wide, not wider, or longer maybe.
Longer. I'd have probably gone longer. I wouldn't have wanted to go as long as my mum's, but I think somewhere in between would have
Just
been
a little
nice.
bit longer, so I had a bit more unit space.
Yeah, I agree.
Just had more room to cook.
Yeah.
That's all. Yeah.
Yeah. Right, that was the story of how it all started for the Normans on Torso.
So next episode we'll be talking about us crossing over to Europe and everywhere we went over there.
Yeah, so if you've got any travel stories or any camper fails, send them down in the comment section and we'll do our best to include it in a section in the next episode where we're going to discuss it and we're going to see if we've had any similar occurrences. Yeah. Right, thanks for listening to the Not Pod. We will
see you on tour.
Bye. Hi, thanks.